Wittenberg Project. Like, comment, subscribe. So, concept I want to talk about is, a lot of times we view love of neighbor as some like solely lovey-dovey type thing, you know. But sometimes it's about, you have to get in someone's face. Sometimes you have to protect. Sometimes you have to be the initiator or something to protect, because other people won't do it. They'll stay on the sidelines. Sometimes you need that. I hate using biblical examples because you're not David in the David and Goliath story. So I don't want to sit here and say, sometimes you got to be David. But you get what I'm saying. Recently, a report came out in regards to the independent investigation on the SBC in regards to sexual abuse. Heavy stuff. Heavy stuff. Like, we have to realize that we have sat on the sidelines hiding behind, I shouldn't say we, but a lot of people have, hiding behind biblical patriarchy in a sense, right? And don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to use it, just hear me out. Where people like Rachel Denhallen, she's came out and she's been talking about how serious sexual abuse is and this and that. And a lot of the leaders have brushed her aside, using the concept or parts of what they consider basically the women shut up method. You know what I'm saying? And people have been shunned. People have not been taken seriously. Julie Royce, she has a blog or something like that. I'm not a big fan of these type of discernment ministries, but I'm not a big person in shoot the messenger. I'm not. There's plenty of people who I actually absolutely do not like. If they come with some truth, I have to be smart enough to say, hey, let me at least look at what you're presenting. Here's a bad example, but if Hitler was alive and was running down the street saying, hey, it's a fire next door, get out your house, I'm not just going to dismiss him because he's Hitler. I might flip him off first and then be like, yo, what? A fire? All right, thanks. Flip him off again. But what I'm saying is just because someone doesn't like her doesn't mean her reports, literally, we get into it later on, but she actually presented documentation on a lot of key things that many of these leaders that are now trying to act like they're all for supporting victims ignored, helped silence, and things of that nature, you know. But back to the point at hand. So many times in the Protestant world, we like to point our finger at Rome, at the Catholics, and be like, oh, look at all this sexual abuse. Look at this. Look at this. They're evil. They're this. They're this. Sexual abuse is evil. Make no mistake about it. But you know the old saying, when you point one finger at somebody, there's three more pointed back at you? That's kind of what we're seeing here. Like, it's not just a Roman issue. It's not just an issue over there. That same fury and vengeance you have for over there, you have to have for this also. You have to have for this also. So in this report, they literally they have a secret list of 700 abusive pastors. They have documentation of, and this isn't, the cover-up I'm about to mention isn't just like, oh, it's a local deacon at a church, which is bad enough. It's bad enough if it's a local church, you know what I'm saying? But this is like presidents and Paige Patterson and very prestigious type people with very huge followings that are involved in this type of cover-up. They had one story in there where we talked about how someone had 44 women. I'm not even 44 years old. You know what I'm saying? 44 women talk about sexual. It was dismissed. Like, they didn't even bother researching or going after the person. At some point, we have to realize how serious of an issue this is. And this isn't a biblical patriarchy blog, but we can't hide behind that and act as if women shouldn't have a voice or be able to say something or be taken seriously in these regards. And that sounds ridiculous even to act like that's happening, but it is. I've sat here for years and watched female after female in this Baptist world, and I'm not trying to say it's just a Baptist thing. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm pretty sure it travels over other sectors, as we know from trying to just point it on Rome, and it be including the SBC, the largest Christian denomination in America. So we can't act like it's just a Rome thing. I can't act like it's just a Baptist thing. But for the purposes of this is a Baptist document about Baptists doing Baptist things. Let's go. So I sat here and watched people. Rachel Denhollander, she's a lawyer. So when I say that, it's not like, oh, lawyer, ooh. It's no, your credibility, your reputation matters. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can, I don't want to say, slander's wrong for anybody. But let's just say there's more earthly consequences, like horizontal, vertical, or left hand, right hand. I don't want to get too deep in Lutheran theology, but there's more consequences for something like that. She's literally come to the plate and is trying to address these issues and bringing them to the forefront and this and this. And it's literally a group of pastors and men and people that she just wants to get in the pulpit and preach. She just wants to get anything to dismiss the issue. And this has been going on for years. Usually, I like to mind my business. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not a Baptist, so I don't get involved in Baptist things. So it's been a conversation about the SBC mostly. So I stayed out of it. You know what I'm saying? Like, every now and then I'll poke my head and like, yo, that's foul. But I never really did a blog on it, you know. But after reading through it, it's really hit me like, this has to change. This has to change. I mean, the ignoring, the shunning, the shaming of women that are coming forward and trying to lead issues. I know that and this is how the biblical patriarchy part tries to shun them. When I say lead, they know women can't lead. Women should not have headship over a man and this and this. Yo, this is a complete different conversation than that. It's a complete different conversation than that. Because when something happens in a trial, right, the person that happened to, the victim, they have a say. And women can, I shouldn't say women, because it's also kids being raped in this report. It's not just women being raped. It's a spectrum. It's pedophilia. It's adult stuff happening. It's sick. It's sick. And just because it's women bringing this to light, bringing this to the forefront, shouldn't be ignored because it's women leading it. If anything, man up. If some of you, a lot of the people on the other side, the presidents of seminaries and all this type of stuff, yo, it's men there. You guys aren't the ones. You have to more so the ones making them be quiet, but not leading the torch. They tried to, in the report, they tried to come up with a list to prevent sexual abuse people from just switching congregations, like your local grocery store. Like, oh, I'm going to go in here and get some mangoes today. Over here, they have the best this. And I don't mean to joke around about it. I'm not. But higher ups, when I say higher ups, I'm not just talking about your pastor. I'm talking about higher. Pretty much shun it because, oh, we have church autonomy. So these churches could get together in the SBC to share funds for missions and share funds and get together and organize things. But you guys can't work together to stop abuse. The organization cannot be above the people. It cannot. The organization cannot be above the people because literally you shouldn't even view yourself as an organization. In America, you have to be organization legally because of businesses and taxes and nonprofit, things of that nature. I get it. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about how you actually operate. The way you actually operate is you're supposed to be literally about this right here. About this dusty Bible I got right here. You're supposed to be about that. You're supposed to be about that. Man, that thing is really dusty. You know, that's not internet stuff. I'll be using my thing when I'm at church. You know what I'm saying? But man, I feel bad. Like I should edit this part out. But yeah, man, forgot where I was. But it has to be about that. Like, it's numerous documentations in this report, and they basically come to the conclusion that they sided with protecting legal responsibility of the organization over the people for decades upon decades. Like, this has to be addressed, and I'm even seeing replies to people where they're trying to use the classic argument of, oh, you guys just want to attack such and such. Or that they try to throw some CRT reference in there just to distract from the conversation. We got to stop falling for that. Like, this needs to be addressed. And I'm not, like I said, I'm not part of y'all gang, Baptist or SBC, I should say. So, but this is getting so big, people have to speak on it. People have to speak on it. I mean, for instance, the Julie Royce thing I mentioned earlier. She documented a case where a lady went to her pastor, very famous pastor, very famous, a leader. Like, seriously, like people almost view him as an apostle, it seems like. I don't know why, side note. But, and told them about the abuse. It was, I mean, I don't want to get into it technically, you know what I'm saying, all the details of it, but let's just say this. She was brushed aside to the point where she was excommunicated from the church. They even broadcasted it on their live stream. There's a video of it. Funny, they'll do that on that level, but when you ask them now, I say now because the guy has been convicted legally of the abuse. So obviously their discernment was wrong. There's no backtracking. There's no, we have to call ourselves for repentance for not believing you, woman. There's none of that. It's totally well, we don't talk about these issues in public. Yo, you guys excommunicated her and the video's still up. Had people go to her house and guilt trip her. You need to get back with your husband. You need to be this. This issue is huge. And I hate that it's being framed as a biblical patriarchy issue because it shouldn't be. But a lot of people over here in this realm, they're hiding behind the term biblical patriarchy to dismiss these issues and just be okay with the status norm. It's not okay. It's not okay. This is a real sad thing, and we have to start taking it seriously. It's too much abuse going on in the name, I hate to even say in the name of Jesus, but these people are claiming Jesus, acting as representative and spokesman for truth. But we don't see it. We don't see it. And that passage, you will know them by their fruits. And people use that as to judge their neighbor, regular other lay people. The actual context is this. It's ministries. It's people called. It's actually this right here. You will know them by their fruits. One last thing I want to touch on is if you are on YouTube and you follow a lot of these discernment ministries, especially the ones that you know, they'll hop on a hot topic real fast. Like if Creflo Dollar says something in there, boom, boom, I'm at you. If you know what I'm saying? Like the ones like that, not the ones who have a ministry and they always talk about religious stuff and every now and then something comes up. Like for instance, if Tim Keller comes out and says some stupid stuff right now, James White, a few other people, Phil Johnson, they're going to be commenting on it within the next 3 to 4 hours. They're going to be commenting on it. It's going to be live and direct. Did you hear that? Ear to ear. Live and direct. You should just go mosey onto their page and see if they're commenting on this SBC independent report. Just go see. Because to me, this is a bigger issue than that. This is like actual, I hate using the term, but organization corruption. Like you have literal people dismissing sexual assault victims and using the Bible to shoo it away. Oh, submit. Oh, we won't listen to you complain about this because I have no authority. Anyhow, I'm going to keep this short. I have to get ready for work. Winter Project, like, comment, subscribe. Y'all have a blessed day and pray for the people, man. Pray for the victims whose things I showed up here. The people, pray for encouragement and strengthening of those fighting the battle. Those actually in this world that are refusing to be quiet and have gotten to this point where they have an independent counsel shedding light on this to where they have to be taken seriously. Because even though it might not be your denomination, your tradition, it shines a light on all. The light's going to cross over. So we have to address this at some point. We can't just ignore it. First off, we can't because people are getting hurt. That's the first thing. As far as, you know, looking bad, that's an issue also. You know what I'm saying? But who cares? Who cares about that? Love of neighbor. Our neighbors are being hurt. And sometimes love of neighbor isn't just, oh, turn the other cheek. I'm going to get pushback for that. Sometimes it's now I'm taking it to your cheek to protect my neighbor right here. Like, no, it is what it is. Like, you're dead set on harming this person and protecting people harming this person. Come get this work. Come get this work.